Hey everyone, it's Vera and Aaron, and in today's video we will be visiting Elmley.
For those of you who don't know, Elmley is a huge nature reserve in the Isle of Sheppey near Kent, and Elmley is famous for being a wonderful place to take pictures of lots of different wildlife.
We've seen a few kestrels on the drive up here, and we're hopefully going to see some owls as well.
Yeah, I recently got a tattoo of a long-eared owl, so we're definitely hoping to see a long-eared owl probably later tonight when it's a little bit darker. So for anyone who is thinking of coming here, we're just going to give you a brief sort of vlog experience of what it's like staying here.
We're currently in our accommodation, so we're going to rest for a bit and then head out to see what kind of wildlife we can find here.
For our visit, we decided to stay at Elmley overnight to give us the best chances of seeing owls. We arrived a few hours before check-in, so we passed the time by going on a walk and visiting some of the hides. Straight away we were taken away by the gorgeous surroundings. The reserve covers 3,300 acres of wilderness, so you can truly disconnect from the rest of the world and enjoy the nature.
As we reached the hides, we were greeted by a little kestrel that landed on one of the signposts, only a few meters away from us, which already made the trip worth it for us, as we got some amazing close-ups.
So in total, there are 4 hides at Elmley, 3 of which are relatively close together that overlook the marshes, and one that's slightly further and looks over the swale. We read that you can sometimes see harbour seals there. We decided to save the 4th one for the next day, as it can take around 2 hours to walk there.
So we're currently taking refuge in one of the hides, because as you can probably hear, it's quite windy.
Extremely windy.
But so far we have seen quite a few birds. We've seen a kestrel, super close up, got a beautiful shot of the kestrel.
And in case you're wondering, I'm using a Sony a7 IV paired with a 7200 with a teleconverter that's ×2.
I am using my Sony a7 IV with a Sony 200-600 G lens, and this very cool looking cover is from a company called Roland Pro, which I'm sure makes me super invisible to birds. And I'm also using an iPhone 16 Pro for some of like video footage and stuff and vlogging and things, which some of the footage you'll see in this video is from the iPhone 16, which I think has been really quite impressive.
After, we went back to the farm area to pick up the keys for our accommodation. We stayed in the large shepherd's hut that I absolutely loved. It was super cozy and had everything you might need, plus more. The hut has a king-size bed with a gorgeous view of the marshes. Other guests are not allowed on the path leading to the hut, so you don't have to worry about anyone passing by. Except for the wildlife, of course, as they are quite curious and might try to visit you in your hut. It's quite a sight to see hares and pheasants running past every so often. The hut has a proper bathroom with a shower, and if you are brave, you can also use the outdoor tub for a soak. There is also a little kitchen with a mini fridge and a hob. It's also equipped with most of the utensils you would need to cook, and I highly recommend bringing food with you so you don't have to leave the reserve for shopping.
The reserve offers a few different wildlife experiences, and we booked onto the Dusk Owl and Wildlife Walking Safari that starts at 7 PM, which gave us some time to rest and grab dinner. Depending on what time of the year you visit, Elmley has a few different dinner options. During our stay, they had their wood-fired pizza place running. We got a set menu for 2, which included 2 pizzas, a salad, and 2 desserts. It was actually really delicious, especially the cakes. Nothing fancy, but it definitely hit the spot.
Sadly, we were not able to go on the walking safari on the first day due to strong winds, which unfortunately owls particularly hate, but we were able to rebook for the next day. We did get offered to see the long-eared owls instead. On that first night, we saw it very briefly as it perched on the fence before flying off to hunt. Unfortunately, it was too dark to get any usable photos, but we did get this cool video clip as well as some footage from one of our guides. We honestly never thought we could see a long-eared owl up close in the wild, so even though we couldn't get photos, it was still a magical experience to see one of the rarest owls in the UK so close.
The next day, we woke up just before dawn and took our car for a drive down the safari route. Around this time, you can see plenty of birds of prey hunting, and if you get lucky, you may find owls perched on the fence posted around the gates. Unfortunately, it was the wrong time of the year for us to see species like short-eared owls. You are more likely to see them in the winter. We did, however, see some more kestrels and a marsh harrier, we believe. Afterwards, we took a short walk to the old school house, and right as we arrived, we saw a little owl roosting in the trees. They can be quite tricky to spot as they blend in incredibly well. We also returned to the same spot later in the day, and we were lucky to get a few more photos. This is quite a popular spot to camp at, as you can get some really lovely shots of the little owls in various spots around the ruins. This was actually our first time seeing a little owl in the wild, so it was quite an amazing experience to see them.
We returned to our hut just before breakfast, which gets delivered to your door so you can enjoy it with quite possibly one of the best views we have ever experienced, overlooking the marshes with hares and pheasants running about. All the products are locally sourced, adding to the overall charm.
After breakfast, we decided to do the big trek over to the furthest hide. It's a great way to get a lot of steps in and exercise, but be warned, it can take up to 2 hours to get there and then another 2 hours to get back. We walked at a fairly moderate pace, taking lots of breaks, but do make sure you're well prepared and grab a lunch. More on this in a sec. On the way, we managed to see a few more kestrels, buzzards, and what we think were some more marsh harriers. Sadly, at the actual hide, we didn't see any seals, but the long walk was still very enjoyable and well worth it.
After a 2-hour trek, it was time for lunch. If you are staying at Elmley, you can pick up a lunch bundle which includes sandwiches, crisps, a cake of the day, in our case it was brownies, and a drink. Again, all the products are locally sourced and everything was delicious. It's one of those things you don't really realize until you've tried it, but everything just tasted way better than you would expect compared to what you might get from a supermarket or a chain cafe. Then we finally got to go on Dusk and Owl wildlife walk. This was run by one of the on-site guides, Fiona, as she took us around to areas of the reserve that are usually closed off to regular guests. Sadly, as they say in wildlife, there are no guarantees, and the little owls did not come out this time. Although our family told us that they saw the little owls come out right after we left, and one of them even flew down the window frame.
Luckily, we had made the effort to see them beforehand, but it was great to just learn more about them and hear from an expert. We also didn't get to see any barn owls, sadly, although we did hear their strikingly haunting shrieks a few times, so we knew they were very close by. We weren't expecting to see any short-eared owls as it's not the right time of the year for them, but once again we got to see the amazing long-eared owl who, just like the night before, appeared on the fence, but this time we sat and watched in awe as he flew back and forth hunting for a good 20 to 30 minutes.
Again, it was sadly too dark for our cameras, so we decided just to observe and enjoy the moment. This was our last activity at Elmley, and we set off for our 2-hour drive home.
But as if it was by fate or by sheer luck, we hadn't packed the cameras away properly, and as we drove out of the car park, the long-eared owl was still perched on the fence. With just enough light from the car headlight, we quickly rolled the window down, and with the long-eared owl less than 5 feet away, we grabbed probably the best picture we took the entire trip. A moment that we'll never forget and something that made the trip completely worth it.
So that's it for our Elmley trip.
We've seen literally so many animals here, so many birds. We've seen stoats, we've seen hares, harriers, we've seen the long-eared owl, which was amazing. We saw the little owl, which they literally lives there. So it's so many species that we've never seen. Like particularly, I think the stoat was a huge highlight for me because I've never seen a stoat. I've never even seen hares before in the wild, so it's been absolutely amazing.
So we would 100% recommend anyone who's into wildlife to come visit here. And the actual staff here has been absolutely amazing for our whole stay. The accommodation was really nice. The food was amazing.
Surprisingly really good. Yeah, food is really good.
Simple, but just really, really good.
Definitely a bigger shout out to the wildlife experts here, Fiona and Simon, who were really kind enough to take us out last night to see those that single long-eared owl, which was just an absolutely amazing experience. I've never thought in my life I would ever see a long-eared owl, and we literally saw him a few meters away from us, so that was
amazing.
A particular highlight, yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it for this one. We are both absolutely shattered. We've walked 40, 50 kilometers in the space of 2 days. So we'll leave it here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed us doing vlogs. Maybe we'll do more of these in the future. And I guess we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.